Hey, good evening, everybody. Don Imus here in the morning. WNBC. How you doing out there today? Don Imus in the morning here. We're here with Tom Connors. How you doing there, Tom Connors?
Preacher.
John Connors. Hey, how's it going out there, WNBC? Okay, enough of that. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Midnight's Edge After Dark. Welcome to another edition here at WNBC. And with me, as always, Mr. Tom Connors.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever it is, whatever it is, wherever you are, however you want to put it. Yeah.
Well, you know the Toby Keith song. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yes, I do. Sadly.
Yes. And with us always is the ever lovely, vivacious, and brilliant Miss Mecha Random 42.
Hello.
How's it going out there?
I'm doing well. Better than expected, I think.
Okay. We got a little bit of news for you, people. Not a whole lot going on, so it's more like a roundup show. Yeehaw! Roundup.
Yeah.
You remember those days?
Yeah.
I remember the roundup shows.
You go back that far?
I go back
yeah, she does. She always bitches about us not doing the birthdays anymore, Rob.
As a
Are
roundup.
you senile already?
I got old man brain. I'm older than you guys. Just remember that. So anyway, yeah, everybody was looking forward. Was that?
I said dirt is younger.
Everybody was looking forward. Oh yeah, everybody was looking forward to the big announcement that Hugh Jackman was going to make. Turns out it wasn't the announcement we all wanted, and that movie he made, Greatest Showman, he's apparently going to take that show on the road.
Why?
Why? I'm still not sure.
Because he was trolling everybody.
Well, yeah, he was trying to call attention to it, but
yeah,
he was on Colbert last week. He didn't. I don't remember if he
did on live TV. And the censors.
I don't know if he. Oh yeah. But I don't know if he made a. No, it was like 2 weeks ago, I think. I don't know if he made any reference to this, but he was talking about the first time he played Wolverine. He said we don't have Wolverines in Australia, so he thought it was a wolf. So he made all kinds of wolf noises. What the fuck's going on with this browser? Shit, it blacked out again on me. Motherfuck. Did I? And the YouTube window just green screened on me.
Oh no!
So
get rid of that. You don't even have to have that up.
Okay, well, I usually like following it.
Up on the right hand corner,
I usually like following.
Pop out the chat. You can just pop the chat out and you can
there is
else. Yeah. Here we go again.
Okay. See, I'm learning some
technical difficulties.
Yeah, learn something new. So anyway, like I said, he was on. Like I said, Hugh Jackman was on with Colbert. And he said he thought Wolverines weren't a real animal, and he made an ass of himself in front of everybody. So he said, and Brian Singer said, "What are you doing?" It says, "Yeah, I did some research on wolves, man, because Wolverines aren't a real animal." And he goes, "Yeah, go to the zoo. There's one down the street, you idiot." So he goes, three weeks of research all wasted. So, but anyway, this Greatest Showman deal. This is stories from Rolling Stone. The Greatest Showman continues to blow past all odds and expectations. Since opening in theaters in December last year, the musical film, despite drawing largely tepid responses from critics, has broken a litany of box office records and music chart records. How much is in a litany? No, nothing. Okay, its success has
27.
been 7. I'll go with that.
Okay. Its success has been so ludicrous that lead actor Hugh Jackman is now embarking on a massive world tour. Jackman announced the arena tour titled, and motherfuck, this thing blacked out again on me. What the hell? This fucking browser.
What are you using?
I'm using Vivaldi because I thought it was more stable, and apparently it's not.
Not with a new update, maybe.
Yeah. Well, Windows. There was a Windows 10 update a couple days ago, and I'm like, wait, what are they gonna mess up now? So anyway, Hugh Jackman World Tour, blah blah blah, Tony Award winnings. United Kingdom starts in the United Kingdom and Europe, beginning May 19th. 24 shows. North America, June 18th. Tickets go on sale this Friday. Okay, blah blah. Nobody cares. Okay. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get this whole the Greatest Showman thing. But at the same time, is this really that big a deal? The Greatest Showman? I mean,
not really. That's why he was using Marvel and the fans to troll us to get a bunch of hype for something that would be something your grandma might be interested in.
Yeah. You know, my mom knows who Hugh Jackman is.
Right. Well, you'll get a bunch of people who really, are fans of him, but not maybe necessarily of the movie.
My sister-in-law loved The Greatest Showman, so this is more for her. And I know everybody was hoping he would join the MCU as Wolverine, but he kind of said he's already said
I didn't expect that.
Nah.
I knew at least I thought maybe we'd get a Deadpool 3 cameo.
Yeah. Big Gator says Chrome is the best browser right now in his honest opinion. But Chrome is good, but it sucks up a lot of resources. I've been using Vivaldi mostly for the chats and for the streams, just because it's a little less resource heavy. But apparently it's got a couple bugs.
You guys need to upgrade computers. You need a beast.
Oh, I got a beast. I just don't know how to use it. No. Well, the problem is more so the internet than the computer here on my end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to work at the type of computer I need. I would have to work for NASA to have access to. That's the type of computer I'd need for this. Then I'd only use it just to play Paperboy. So. But this Hugh Jackman thing. Really, I'm okay. Fine. Good luck to you, man. All right.
I think you summed it up with yada yada. Who cares?
Exactly. Yada yada yada.
Or blah blah. Who cares? Whatever you said.
So,
because really, that's it. Like I said, he was trolling us to use that as promotion to promote this something that probably wouldn't have been such a big deal if he hadn't.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm done with this story. Is everybody satisfied with it?
Oh hell yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
The only reason it was a big deal is because everybody kept making it such a big deal. Really. Yeah. There is other news out there that's probably more exciting to talk about anyway.
Yeah. All right. Let's get on to that news.
All right.
What else? What else we got?
First here, we never really did. Let's start with Venom. Venom did not get well, I started that out wrong. Today, or at least yesterday or today, one of these days here, they announced what was going to happen with the Venom Blu-ray when it comes out. And our good friend Bill Hunt over at the Digital Bits talked about it today, ran down the specs, and I'm going to give you those specs here. Let me screen share it, might as well.
Yeah, December 11th, actually, it's coming out.
I think that's in digital. But
okay.
We'll get to that here. Let's see here.
Oh, Johnny English strikes again. Yeah, nice. Who doesn't love Mr. Bean? Me.
Okay, here it wasn't this one here. So here we go. Sorry, wasn't completely prepared, but I'm prepared enough, I think.
Welcome to my world.
Quick update for today, starting with Sony's Venom, which, as we've revealed, street dates on Blu-ray, DVD, 4K, Ultra HD on 12/18. Notice there's no 3D Blu-ray. And yeah, you were right, I guess. Digital release due on the 11th, so just a couple days ahead of time this time. It will include Venom pop-up trivia option, 3 deleted and extended scenes, 5 featurettes, 8 previs sequences, a Snowflower music video, and a sneak peek of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Ooh, cool.
And you may have noticed something missing from that besides the 3D. What might that be, Rob?
IMAX?
No.
Buy a copy, get a free sundae at Dairy Queen?
No.
No. I don't know. What's missing?
That famous unrated version that we were promised.
We were promised an unrated version?
I thought
so. Well, damn it, nobody told me.
I thought that was the plan, didn't you? I thought that's what they talked about.
Is that what they were saying? Because I thought that they were just going to have an R-rated version, but
Well, R-rated, unrated.
Yeah.
I really didn't care enough to about Venom.
I just thought
Venom
that was interesting, but there's the specs right there if you're curious. We're getting Venom, and then, like we said, this is kind of a roundup day. Our next story, we had one that's weren't really prepared for, but I'm going to read this because it came out early this morning or late last night. We got news that Adult Swim is going to be doing a Blade Runner anime series.
Really?
Yeah. Blade Runner is coming to the small screen, according to Variety, in an animated series. Variety has learned that Elcon Television Group has partnered with Adult Swim and Crunchyroll to produce and distribute a new anime series inspired by Blade Runner 2049. Blade Runner Black Lotus, as it will be called, will consist of 13 half-hour episodes. Details of the plot are being kept under wraps, but it is known that the story will take place in 2032 and will include some established characters from the Blade Runner universe. Now, see how easy it is to read something when somebody like Variety actually probably has somebody edit their shit? Did you notice I didn't stumble bum once through that? There wasn't no out of place sentences and
weird misspellings and
numbers and
differented.
Differented. Yeah, I first saw Blade Runner in 1982 at age 11, says Jason DeMarco, SVP and creative director of Adult Swim on Air. It has remained one of the defining films of my life to be able to explore more of this universe. With an incredible talent we have on board, it is a dream come true. The series will be produced by animation studio Sola Digital Arts, Shinji Aramaki, and Kenji Kamiyama. Sorry, I probably butchered the fuck out of that. Will direct all episodes of the premiere season, which will follow their current directorial work on the upcoming Ghost in the Shell series reboot. Don't remember hearing about that either. Yeah, so sounds interesting.
Right, it's the right venue for it. Adult Swim.
Well, frankly, I'm not. I don't know why they ever went in the movie route to begin with. I don't know if it was really. I wasn't surprised when it didn't do that well. I liked the movie okay. I know some huge fans who don't like the movie, as far as the sequel, I mean. But yeah, this animated series makes sense. What's the chat saying about it?
Saying now Blade Runner series would be cool. I'm looking forward to that from Big Gator 5. Thunder Danny Actionman, gasp. I was just researching this story. Kim Dap Tempura at Kush, if adult / SJW Swim is involved or Crunchyroll, no thanks. Brandon Heaton.
Here's the thing with Crunchyroll. They did really screw up royally by hiring basically a bunch of kind of SJW looking American people to make an original Crunchyroll series recently with that I can't remember what it's called, the High Guardian Spice or whatever. So I think this might be where people are having some apprehension if they're not having an actual Japanese anime studio do this. And if it's just being done by some, people who look like they made the new She-Ra, basically.
She-Ra.
OMG. Like the replicants are so plasticky looking,
Replicant lives matter,
They
Replicant.
do.
Me too. I'm a replicant. I matter.
No, you don't. I'm a synthetic life form. You don't matter. No.
I need to go get my gender fluid swapped out.
No. I don't know. It could be okay. I mean, it could be all right.
Well, Kimbap Tempura says, how about something new? We had a Blade Runner movie. We had a sequel. We had Ghost in the Shell and a movie, of course. How about something new?
Well, Ridley Scott wants to keep minding that vein for more money.
Oh, Kush is saying the dude who wrote and directed the Blade Runner 2022 short is overseeing the creative production.
Yeah, I think the story went on to say that.
I don't get Blade Runner. Okay, I don't get it. A lot of people hold out Blade Runner great, so great, so great, so great. I didn't get it. I thought it was boring.
Yeah, I'm not a big Blade Runner fan
Other than Harrison Ford, I don't get the appeal.
Depending on which version you watch, I can understand that. I am not like this huge fan of it. I respect it greatly for its visual, eye candy and how stunning it looks and the effects for the time, the ideas it presents. But each one of the version of the film has such a different ending. And then you have Blade Runner 2049, which just kind of basically assumes the role of one of those endings and continues from there. At least 24/9 to me was a little bit more story oriented, to where it made more sense as a linear story. I will say I can understand people who don't like Blade Runner because it doesn't have a very linear story. And without either doing research or watching one of the other versions, you are, unless you really watch it over and over again and analyze the fuck out of it, you're really not going to get it.
Once was enough.
Yeah, and I can understand that. As an animated movie, though, I can see where it would do a little bit better. Did anybody watch those prequels? I never saw them.
No. People are gonna really gonna hate me. I don't like Dune. I don't like Blade Runner. What?
Oh, that was just something I found in the chat. That'll be
I accidentally clicked on it, but oh well. What's the song about?
It was just funny. Somebody compared the new She-Ra to the Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah,
Luke and She-Ra are the same person.
They are.
Yeah.
Luke in a dress. No, not even a dress. Short shorts.
Luke and Spanx and Ugg boots.
But look, now I'm using my pen as a pointer here. Now,
so we can't see it.
But look, they've infantilized both. I mean, they've removed any distinguishing features from both. They made them androgynous, which I think it's the whole point, isn't it? I mean, don't you know there are no genders anymore? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna take a look. Take a look
with the characters.
I take a look down my pants. I'm like, yeah, I think there are. I mean, dear God. I mean, when did we start this discussion? I've been taking notes.
Well, this is funny because I'm not gonna name any names or anything here, but somebody was bringing up the fact that I guess Black Manta was autistic. I didn't know this. And they were theorizing whether or not they would touch on that in the film or not. And then somebody brought up the fact that, of course, I'm being, how do they put it?
Ableist?
Racist?
No, I'm being... So they're finally presenting somebody on screen with autism and it has to be a bad guy. So they were all upset about that. And it's like, well, that's the problem, is everybody feels like they have to have a character they identify with. And nobody ever had an issue with that before, but now they do all of a sudden because everybody keeps pointing out that you have to have, no matter what reason in the story, you just have to be able to make sure that everybody's represented in the story.
Black Manta lives matter.
Can I sue every movie that doesn't represent me?
And get offended?
Yeah, because I will never find a 39-year-old redhead with like dyed bright red hair who is bisexual, like Star Wars, Star Trek, and heavy metal and stuff. You will never find me represented in any of this. And anybody who is so fragile that they need representation all the time has nothing of their own. They need to find something to actually aspire to instead of just bitching about how something superficial is representing them on screen.
But that's the thing. If something already looks like you, then you don't have to aspire to anything.
Yeah, which is bullshit. Like, and then they wonder why these assholes need their safe spaces, and because they have nothing in their lives. They nothing matters. They all get a ribbon. They want instant gratification. They want everything now, or else they throw a temper tantrum. They want to be hired in as the boss when they get to the job because, well, I went to college. I should be in charge of everything. They're told how special they are. And they have like the worst self-esteem. They have the worst everything because they're so stuck on these superficial things, like having their physical appearance represented in a movie, or what's in between their legs, and it's kind of bullshit. So,
Oh yeah. Well, and then like I was gonna say before, Kim Bap Tempura brings up not just represented, but represented the right way or else. And that's kind of what brought me around to that. It's like, okay, so you have to worry about not only representing everybody, but now the writers got to worry about how they're represented. And we, this has been a topic that keeps coming up, and I hate getting on it because it is a little bit more political, but this PC bullshit is killing entertainment. You cannot have a proper story arc where people learn lessons or proper villains. Or what's next? Are they going to say, oh, we can't have those Nightmare on Elm Street movies anymore because that Freddy Krueger was a child molester and a child murderer?
That's the point. He's the bad guy.
Duh. But that's the way they think.
Exactly.
You don't. That's what I'm saying. It's like they don't even think. It's like they just react. Just like with Rudolph, just like with Charlie Brown, just like with.
That's why it's called. They're called reactionaries.
Sounds like a fucking toy we had back in the 80s. Reactionaries now all sold separately from Mattel.
New from Mattel. It's reactionaries. Get them while you
reactionaries.
Can. Reactionaries. I'm going back to my safe space with the reactionaries with the new safe space playset.
Let's go back to the headquarters, to the safe space.
Well, you laugh, but you have these grown-ass adults in college who need a safe space. It's like if you need a safe space, you shouldn't be allowed in college, okay? Like I'm sorry, that's
for big boys and girls.
It's for adults. You know, if you can't be an adult, then you need to go back to preschool.
When someone says I'm offended, I say to them, I'm good. I'm glad you're offended.
Good, you're supposed to be. Sometimes that makes you think.
Offend everybody. There's no way you can't. At some point, somebody's going to get offended. I'm sure we've offended a lot of people on this show.
Yes.
You know? It just happens.
And I don't mean it as like a personal attack either. Like if somebody can find that little trait that we're complaining about and they actually have that trait, maybe use that instead of being offended by that. Maybe say, oh, people actually don't like this. People react very negatively. Maybe I can self-improve. Maybe I can take that as some constructive criticism instead of just getting offended, getting on Twitter, flagging videos, whatever they do, and saying, I'm offended. I'm going to take down your Twitter account, or I'm offended. I hate you. It's like, no, if you get offended by things, maybe there's something wrong with you. Maybe you need to just be happy with who you are and not worry so goddamn much about what people are saying.
But going on Twitter and tweeting and retweeting and flagging videos and doing all that, it gives people the illusion that they are engaged in a movement. That's the thing. That's the thing. And going to see a movie like Black Panther makes them believe that they are part of some sort of greater thing. I mean, well, okay. It used to be you actually would have to actually go out, leave the house, and actually do something. You would volunteer at a soup kitchen. You would register people to vote. You would. Okay, I know our audience probably said you would go to a march, you would go to a rally, you would go to a gathering, you would sign people up for different things, do volunteer work. Now all it is, tweet and retweet and done. I've done my part.
Well, yeah, that's the difference between a social justice warrior and a social justice advocate. I think an advocate is somebody who actually goes out and does something. Like they will volunteer at a soup kitchen. They will, help somebody register to vote. They will do all these things. A social justice warrior is just going to get on Twitter and be like, we need more representation.
I, on the other hand, am neither. People say to me, why don't you get back to your community? I say, screw my community. So yeah, I think that's like I said, that's a good point. People, are you a social justice warrior or are you a social justice advocate? That's actually a good point there, Mecha Random. No one, you've earned your keep today. So you've earned. Social justice advocates. They're the people actually activists, advocates. They're the people actually do something. Social justice warriors are the people who don't.
Right, and not to take away anything because you brought up Black Panther. I understand the significance of the role that movie plays in the cultural, lexicon. But at the same time, you're not wrong. You're saying, it's great that you have a movie like that. That's a big deal, but that's not going to change things. You have to go out there and change things. If you want to make a difference, anyway.
Yeah. Well, like I said, a lot of people there. The great irony was that. Again, I keep saying this. You're paying money. You're giving a corporation money to go see a movie about an African superhero created by two white guys from Brooklyn, run by, made by a corporation that was founded by an anti-Semite, an alleged anti-Semite.
Well, yeah.
So and promoted by a car company from Japan. So.
And I wonder how many people actually just went to Black Panther just so they could say that they were supporting the cause, quote unquote. because I bet it number's pretty high.
Tekkaman Blade just broke some news in chat. Daredevil, they just said Daredevil's canceled. Let's take a hold on. Let me get the time. What's the time on this? I'm noting now. Hold on, let me see if we can find this. If that's, we could break that right now.
I'm linking it. It's in TV Line. It just dropped not too long ago.
For fucks. Oh, fuck me running. No season 4. Oh, damn it. That sucks. Daredevil's can. Well, Marvel. It's not Marvel. Netflix has said it's views all their shows as having a limited shelf life. Even like the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt got canceled after 2 seasons. But they said to Tina Fey, "What else have you got?"
So it was breaking.
TV. Yeah. What the hell's Kitchen? Marvel's Daredevil will not see a 4th season. See what they did there?
Yeah, there was somebody put. Is this what the deal was? Yeah, okay, go ahead, because this will segue into the other story we got to.
Yeah. Netflix confirmed for TV Line on Thursday evening. We're tremendously proud of the show's last season and final season. Although it's painful for the fans, we feel it's best to close this chapter on a high note, streaming giant said in a statement. We're thankful to showrunner Eric Olson, the show's writers, stellar crew, incredible cast, including Charlie Cox as Daredevil himself, and we're grateful to the fans who supported the show over the years. The statement continued. While the series on Netflix has ended, 3 existing seasons will remain on the service for years to come, while the Daredevil character will live on in future projects for Marvel. TV Line readers gave Daredevil season 2, which was released on October 9th, an average grade of an A. Daredevil snuffing comes 6 weeks after Netflix has powered down both Luke Cage and Iron Fist series. Marvel's Jessica Jones has a 3rd season in the pipeline, while Marvel's Punisher has a 2nd season in the can waiting release. Oh, that sucks. That blows. Oh, fuck me running. I love that show. That's good.
Daredevil?
That's that. Yeah.
I gotta finish watching them. That's the only thing I miss about Netflix, really. I mean, some of the stuff people bring up, of course, but I don't know. I don't know why I'm really boycotting it. I just have been for some weird reason.
You're not boycotting. You just haven't gotten around to watching it.
Well, no, I don't have the money. I quit paying for it because I never watched it when I did have it. I didn't have the time. And then between the whole Star Trek Discovery thing and everything else, it's like, you know what? I'm not giving them 10, 12, 15 bucks a month.
Yeah, Kush is asking in the chat, Disney's consolidation of IP for a new streaming service. I don't think so. They really didn't. They already say nothing's going to be rated R on the Disney.
Not on the Disney one.
No, it might go to. You never know. Something might go to Hulu.
We know they're going to have to. Yeah, we know they have to do something. We just haven't heard what yet. We don't know if they're going to try and buy out the rest of Hulu. If they're just going to use Hulu as a place, But like Andre has pointed out, they're not going to want to share the revenue. They're going to want to start their own service. And that's one of the reasons they bought Fox. Wasn't just because, it had really little to do with the Marvel thing, more so getting the Fox name and getting the Fox catalog. There's a reason for that. And there's a ton of R-rated Fox films. So obviously they're going to start another service or buy up Hulu or something. We just don't know what yet. And Tim Augustine, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. The MEAD crew versus Mikey Spock, new She-Ra, Ray, etc. in a Trek log animation like the Anchorman fight. When you never know. We got a lot of work to do on that. We've talked about a lot of things that could happen in the future with that, so you never know.
Yeah. One idea I keep bouncing around is that we animate something like we're talking now,
right?
And like, but we're all like kind of like in a studio.
Right.
And it's just like, and then it just kind of fades into a dream sequence, and we're just imagining things happening. So
that would be fun if I had the time and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I was thinking if we had time to like animate some of the little bits, like the Kathleen Kennedy, Ryan Johnson thing, or X-Men.
The X-Men, yeah. Oh, speaking of the X-Men, but before we go, did you see that? That's the mariachi entertainment system. They didn't do the X-Men theme, but they did the Avengers theme.
People should
mariachi. Them. Yeah, actually, no, they did play a little snippet of the X-Men theme at the end, so they're going to be back with. Yeah, they're going to be back. They're gonna be back.
Steal it. We should get a hold of them and see if we can use that. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Robot Schlomobot sounds so sick. Yeah, I've been under the weather.
Rob and I are actually both sick. Hopefully tomorrow I figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. I've been sick for like 3 months, but yeah, Rob's been really sick all week.
Yeah,
I had this to record shit too much.
It was weird. I just had like this thing where I was like would get short of breath, and then all of a sudden I just came down with a cold. And then since now I'm getting it out of my system, I've been feeling better. I haven't been short of breath or anything. But I went rollerblading today, and actually I said, "Damn it, I could tell I haven't done this in a couple of weeks because the weather's been terrible here." So yeah, I gotta go to the doctor too tomorrow. So that's always fun. They like to monitor my cholesterol and my blood pressure.
Well, not that anybody cares. I got a CT scan today, so hopefully tomorrow morning my doctor will be able to tell me what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, actually, I had one of those that said, "You got gallstones." I'm like, "Thanks a lot." Jeez. But Daredevil. Well, but one of the things, actually, the funny thing when they always say, somebody actually said the reason why we can't have universal health care in America is because so many people would abuse it. They would abuse going to the doctor. Yeah, because that's so much fun. Yo, man, I got colonoscopy tomorrow. I'm going to get me an MRI.
And not only that, if you don't have insurance, you love getting phone calls from collection agency.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen,
all right. So
there was another related story to this with the Russo brothers, and they possibly, or at least they thought about anyway, maybe including some of the Netflix characters in Avengers. Isn't that right, Rob?
Yeah, actually, this is the first time hearing about it. Let me see. Russos.
Links in the chat.
Links in the chat. Damn it! Why don't I'm not on top of those? Oh, it's from IO9. They suck.
We'll get it from somewhere else.
I don't. Oh well.
It was IO9 or Collider.
Oh no, Tim Augustin blabbed in chat. He said, "I'm assimilating you too."
Oh God.
Is that why you're sick?
Maybe.
You will be assimilated. Resistance is okay. Russo brothers considered putting Marvel Netflix heroes into Infinity War. Infinity War requires a boatload or 6 characters. Something had to give, and that give mainly came in the convenient form of anyone attached to a Marvel TV show. The seemingly endless discussion about the tenuous bonds between Marvel TV and movie properties reached an apex with the release of Infinity War, a movie pretty much entirely about smushing together as many Marvel movie stars as possible, and then killing off half of them. So when it didn't smush the likes of Daredevil or
Avengers.
Yes, exactly. When it didn't smush the likes of Daredevil or the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. into the mix, it seemed like the closest thing to an open admittance from Marvel Studios that not everything is as all connected as they would have liked you to keep thinking. But speaking at a Collider screening Q&A, oh damn it, this thing. No, I don't want to give you my email address, Gizmodo.
That's what it just meant to me. That's why I dropped it. We should have went with the Collider story on this one.
Well, anyway,
hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. So anyway, Peter Schiretta, the Russo said he was speaking to Russo's. And Russo said they were at least considering putting some of Marvel's small screen supers into the film, but had a very reasonable answer as to why they ended up not doing so. It was just a lot. Too much in a movie that might as well be titled Avengers. God, there's just a whole lot going on. Okay, Shredder says a couple tweets. Hugo Weaving was asked to return to reprise Red Skull. That's all the Russo brothers would say. The Soul Stone was the last stone writing for them to come up with. That's actually a great name for a band, the Soul Stone.
Yeah. Or an album, at least.
Yeah.
Concept album. It's like a 70s prog rock concept album.
Yeah. Soulstone, yeah. They talk about involving the Netflix characters in Infinity War, but they say it was too complicated to correlate the story between not only the other Marvel films in production, but also the TV productions. They decided the best way to tell the story was to keep it MCU. Okay, honestly, given fine, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. IO9 Gizmodo sucks. We all know that. Okay. All right, well, Yeah, I kind of understand that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, too much to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure out where in the story you could fit him in. I mean, there's a lot of continuity issues, and stuff like that.
Most people haven't seen all the movies, let alone the shows.
Yeah. Hey, who is this guy? What's he doing here? And honestly, Iron Fist kind of sucks.
Well, yeah, and that's just it. You got to explain everybody's powers and certain things that are important to the story, and yeah, it gets to be a big pain in the ass sometimes when you got that many people together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, too bad, but that's understandable, like you said.
Yeah,
we all wanted it, but at least Daredevil.
As the French say, chest love eye. So,
but from what you were just saying, we may not have seen the end of Daredevil. So
what about a French woman's chest?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still wondering. I haven't seen one yet. So, don't French one. I'm hoping like if the day ever comes, they there's nothing surprising like like in Total Recall, like the 3 boobs,
Too much to deal with, Rob.
Hey, 2 boobs are plenty. I'll be like Scaramanga,
Well, one for each hand.
I keep saying to myself, if I was going to be a supervillain, if I was going to be a supervillain, I'd want to be Dr. Octopus. Think about all you can get done with those extra arms.
Yeah, but he didn't really have any superpowers.
Oh yeah, he just didn't give a fuck. That was his superpower. Okay, what else we got in the news here?
Well, I said the other day that Pinocchio was my favorite Disney movie, I think.
You liar. You didn't say
Pinocchio. I'm not.
I thought it was Mary Poppins.
No. That's my favorite live action.
Okay.
I thought it was Debbie Does Dallas.
It is. Now you mention it.
But that's not an animated Disney movie, though.
It's not? Somebody's lied to me.
It should be.
Damn it. Fritz yeah. Oh, no, you said it was Fritz the Cat.
Fritz the Cat's awesome. Tom Hanks.
Everybody loves Tom Hanks.
To play Geppetto, I guess.
I wonder if they're going to use that Tanya Donnelly song.
Yeah.
With all the talk about Aladdin and the Lion King, we almost and I was going to say, I thought they had announced this already, forgotten that Disney was also working on a live action Pinocchio, but at this point, it should be safe to assume that Disney is working on a live action version of every animated film it ever released.
Because why the fuck not?
Exactly. AV Club's got it right on the nail there. Which means Hercules should be on the way at some point.
Boo. I hated Hercules.
I better play Hercules. How can you have a Hercules movie without me? Anyway, we won't forget about Pinocchio anymore, though, because Variety is reporting that certified famous person Tom Hanks is in talks to join the film as Geppetto, the old Italian puppeteer who built a wooden lyre to be the son he always wanted. Okay. That's one way of putting it. Oh, great. Does that mean the PC people are going to get hold of fucking Pinocchio too? Oh, God.
Probably. You are mocking someone with a facial deformity. Don't you know that wooden lyre matter?
No, they don't.
That's a relatively small role for Hanks, especially since the puppet itself will definitely be CG. So be willing to put some money on this being one of those Cloud Atlas style movies where Tom Hanks plays every character. What? Okay, remind me never to read AV Club shit again. We know that's not going to happen. And yes, Geppetto has a pretty big part in the story. And if he's going to, it's going to be Tom Hanks in Pinocchio. Because it's not like whoever they get to do the voice of Pinocchio is going to get the starring, billing. So, yeah. I mean, this isn't a done deal yet. I guess it makes sense. There's probably a million better people out there than Tom Hanks for the role. That's probably one of the few times you'll hear me say that, but
yeah, but everybody loves Tom Hanks, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of a live action. And then there's another live action Pinocchio, I think, from Guillermo del Toro and Netflix also coming out. So we're gonna have competing Pinocchios too. So
dueling Pinocchios.
Kevin Conroy is Pinocchio, yeah. Jiminy Cricket.
Christopher Walken's Pinocchio. So
Jiminy Cricket.
Pinocchio, why do you have to lie all the time? Why can't you be a good little boy?
Because I'm like a smart person. Sorry, I shouldn't go there. Anyway, that was like a big roundabout for a bad joke. Joker's 7-9, but he had a hard time for. Okay, that wasn't even anything to do with what we were talking about. I do like the Kevin Conroy's Pinocchio. Yeah, who would you get to play Pinocchio? Obviously, they'll probably just get some kid, Mexican Pinocchio.
Peter Dinklage in blackface.
Exactly.
So who would they get to play Jiminy Cricket?
I was just gonna say Peter Dinklage would actually be a good choice for Jiminy Cricket. But
Yeah,
it's gonna be all CG anyway.
Yeah,
just get Harlan Williams to do the voice. He already does the. He does a really good impression of that anyway.
That's not a bad choice.
I mean, he does the impression
Bless
already.
you, Rob.
Thank you.
I wish Don Knotts was still alive. I'd have him do it.
Yeah.
Don Knotts? I can't do Don Knotts. I can't do Don Knotts impression. Why not get William Shatner as Jiminy Cricket? I don't understand.
See, Shatner would be a better choice for Geppetto, I think, than
To Tom Hanks.
All right, you puppets. First one of you who says ouch gets an ice cream cone. So, okay. What else have we got in the news here?
I don't know if my voice could handle doing Bobcat tonight. I don't know. That's a rough one. What else was there?
I'm not sure. What else? They've adjusted the projections for Into the Spider-Verse.
Idris Elba as the Blue Gate. I don't know about that.
Boy.
But yeah, Spider-Verse. And this huge fucking campaign that it has. It's going to cost, the campaign is going to cost more money than the movie made, but they made their money back already, basically, off that campaign.
Probably.
Thunder Dan the Action Man gives us a $2 donation and asks, if you're going to do a remake, do the Black Cauldron. I agree.
Didn't they already remake that? No. What am I thinking?
But they do need to release the uncut version of it for real.
Oh, yeah.
Because they cut it down. It's too scurry.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing a Cartoon Brew Into the Spider-Verse launches 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Of course it did. Because they let one person see it who was biased anyway.
Actually, the guy who does reviews, writes reviews for EW, he gave it a B-, which I suspect is a lot closer to what the actual reviews are going to be.
It may not even be that bad of a movie. I'll be honest, we've been pretty harsh on it. But
let's continue to be harsh on it.
I mean, really, what's it accomplishing, I guess, in the end? I don't know. And is it and even with these new projections, it's still not gonna make that money back.
What are they projecting it to now?
Well, they're looking at 30 to 45 million, which is a pretty wide, or 35 to 45 million, but that's still a pretty wide gap.
Okay, I'll let you people in on a little secret. Or you probably already know this, but when an airline says they have the highest on-time rating in the industry, all that means is they extend the flight times so that you're flying from, let's just say, from Washington D.C. to Chicago, which is a 90-minute flight, but the flight time is 2.5 hours. Of course they're gonna hit their target. When you make the board bigger, of course you're going to hit the target. So that's, of course. I still don't think this is it's going to do over 30 million. I still think it's going to do 22, 23.
It might do better if kids are out and seeing it, like out of school. It might be a class movie.
How would be a class movie?
Like the kids would, like the teachers would drive a bunch of kids in a van and they would take them to see it for a discount.
There's laws against that, Mecha. Kids getting teachers getting kids in the
vans.
No,
like the whole the whole class would have to usually sign it. It would be like a field trip. I'm pretty sure they.
Okay. Oh, let me bring up this story from Cartoon Brew here. Hold on. I'll link it in the chat here to you guys because it sounds like okay. Okay, Spider-Man. Hold on. Is this the right? Did I get the right one here?
We can't see.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Did I get the right one? Spider. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
K-Nation. I remember that other live action Pinocchio.
First,
I think new live.
Yeah. Roberto Benigni had a version too. First batch reviews Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verses, and they're not just good, they're great. After 33 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. 33 fucking reviews. You know, oh God, don't get me started. Don't get me fucking started on this. For all its familiar elements, big budget, animated version. Okay, but the Cartoon Brew, someone needs to explain to me why at box office tracking so slow on Spider-Man to Spider-Verse. The film looks like it's going to be much bigger than this. 6 live-action Spider-Man movies have opened between $62 and $151 million. It's hard to understand why an animated film of the same character brand would be projected at 30 to 40 million. We're bullish on how it will perform based compared to these projections. That's what Cartoon Brew actually tweeted. And so they're saying, why is the box office tracking so low? Because nobody knows who Miles Morales is. David Ehrlich, IndieWire, tragic news for him is 6 superhero movies in Spider-Verse completely reinvigorates the genre. See, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
I think part of it is because they're turning off at least a portion of the audience that they're trying to get. And that is guys and women our age.
You know, okay, the guy from EW. Now, the guy from EW, I don't remember his name. I was reading the review. He said that he actually gave a spoiler review. I'm going to give some of the spoilers here. Peter Parker, you know, if you know the story about Miles Morales, okay, this is again spoiler warning. Peter Parker dies in Miles Morales' ultimate universe there, Ultimate Spider-Man universe. He takes the mantle of Spider-Man, blah, blah, blah. He's a douchebag. We all know. Miles Morales is a douchebag. Then he gets transported to another universe where Peter Parker is in his 40s and he's old, he's fat, he's tired, he's cynical. I'm like, again, we're Luke Skywalkering, we're Jake Skywalkering Peter Parker. Why are you doing this? They're fucking deconstructing another superhero. Motherfuck. Why do you keep doing this to us?
Get off my Spider-Man.
It's a bold new take on Spider-Man. No, it's not. Dear
Who
God.
owns EW?
EW is,
I think Warner Brothers does.
Warner Brothers does, yeah.
Okay, because I know a lot of these sites are owned by the studios. And a lot of times they give these sort of articles by saying, oh, it's like the best one yet, or whatever, just to kind of get that into your head.
Yeah.
Whether it is or not.
Last night, everything is the best ever now, all of a sudden. It always is, no matter what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like you said, it's the bar has been set so low. Hold on. Slithering Peanut says the fact that they destroyed Peter Parker. The man was a chemical genius. Why isn't he rich? Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, it would seem to be that Peter Parker, rather than becoming a fat, overweight has-been, he would take his genius and then parlay that into helping people another way. Hey man, listen, I'm getting tired of the Spider-Man gig. I'm gonna do some research, invent a new way to grow food in the desert, you know. But no, they have Peter Parker eating cheeseburgers and and just like, hell yeah, man, that used to be me, man. But I'm like totally not into that anymore. I'm like, oh, for God's sake! Again, we're so like I said, this is gonna be the same sort of story as The Last Jedi.
Did you have more to your point there, Mecha? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, that's exactly where I was going with it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Vincent 207, Rob, at least unlike with Luke, this is a different version of Peter. We completely disregard silver lining, I guess. Silver lining, I guess, but at the same time, it's the same exact story. Now, this story is going to become trendy. How are we going to see? Are we going to see washed up, overweight, out of shape Captain America? Well, he can't get overweight, out of shape because of the super soldier serum. Are we going to see a washed up, overweight Batman? Well, we already did. The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight.
I want to see a real one. I want to see like Norm from fucking Cheers playing Batman. That's what I want to see, that Batman now.
Oh, too bad Chris Farley's on. It should be Chris Farley.
Yes.
Mm.
I don't want to do this no more. Fuck the
Yeah.
Joker. Just like, yeah, drunk and fucking
Yeah. Oh my God,
fat
Yeah.
as hell.
Holy shnikes.
If he was old,
That's-
that'd be awesome.
Fat Spider-Man. Fat Spider-Man does whatever a fat spider can. Yes, Captain Rabbit April. Thunder Danny Action.
Fat Spider-Man wouldn't be as funny, though, I don't think.
Thunder Danny Action Man, because as of now, the popular thing is to do a film as previous white male hero appear weak and pathetic. That's part of it. That's part of it because we're open-minded. We're open-minded. We're thinking outside the box.
Well, like I said last night, they're not thinking that's outside the box when all they're telling me with having a Miles Morales movie surrounded by every other possible Spider-Man you can, especially Peter Parker, is Miles Morales can't.
Carry
He's not
movie
good
on his
enough.
own. Yeah.
Miles Morales can't. Yeah, he can't carry a movie on his own. K-Mation, we saw Nazi Captain America. Yeah, this tearing down of established characters, established heroes.
Captain April. So who'd play Robin? John Ratzenberger. Hey, Batman, there. You're looking a little.
Hey, put on
big
a
in
couple
the,
pounds. Put on thick in the middle there, Batman. Yeah, put on a couple pounds there, there.
You know, they say red meat's what causes a lot of the girth you're getting there. Maybe if you cut that out of your diet. Fuck off, Robin. I'm eating.
I can't. This is. I hate these types of stories, but everybody. But like I said, Collider, IndieWire, everybody's just tripping over themselves to fawn all over this. Slytherin Peanut, it's Rob. It's tearing down of white male superheroes. Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thunder Dan says, Tom, the thing is, you make Miles the lead with a loser, Peter, but Peter is the moneymaker. Yeah, and Rob said that a million times. That's why he's always said we'll never get a Miles Morales movie, and he was half wrong.
Only half.
Right.
Yeah. Miles will probably get upstaged by Peter Porker, Spectacular Spider Ham. Yeah.
Spider Pig. Spider Pig.
I want to know how many people are going to think that's a reference to The Simpsons when they go in. Because let me tell you, Star Comics was actually a pretty notable imprint on Marvel. It was actually
I do remember Spider Ham. Yeah.
Spider Ham. Yeah. And that was actually a pretty popular character.
But anyway, I mean, realistically, you look at it this way. Even if it's still 45 million to get back where I was at the beginning, that's still not enough. Because the next weekend, you're lucky if it makes 20, 25. If you're lucky.
They're hoping this movie's going to have legs.
The only thing that this movie has going for it, and I will say this, is kids will be off school for Christmas, and you'll have a little bit higher end on during the week. But the longer the movie's out, the less money they make. And unless it plays overseas, they're fucked.
Thunder Danny Action Man asks, if you're Hollywood producers, that's how you get people of color to see a movie with a black Spider-Man, but Peter is the real draw.
Yeah.
I think they're overshooting. They're overshooting what this movie really should do. I mean, ideally, if I was Sony, I would be releasing this as direct-to-video. That's me. So listen, we can't take a chance on a full theatrical release on this.
Well, the thing is it should be tracking better than that. And even the advertisers think so, because otherwise we wouldn't have got the story today about how, and this really gives us an eye into how much is being spent, but this isn't being spent by Sony, of course, I'm thinking because they get kickback for being the companies being able to use Spider-Man, right?
No, actually they don't. I'm not sure
because it was like estimated between 150 and 129 million dollar campaign from all these places, like the Happy Meals and the car, all that shit.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get plenty of product placement. Let me actually.
Well, no, these were actually advertisers that were going to be touting Spider-Verse.
I'm betting.
Really?
Okay, so here's the thing, though. I think they're kind of making the mistake and not just kind of letting the audience know that this is a kids movie. This is a movie where your main audience is going to be like elementary school and junior high boys.
Well, that's probably why they're tracking it so low. But yeah,
hold on. Oh,
And
there's
they're
actually
they're trying to get other people in accidentally by saying, "Oh, it's Spider-Man." So you'll have your average people who might just show up to the theater, have no idea what they're seeing, and say, "Hell yeah, let's see that new Spider-Man movie."
Right, Tyler. There will be ads, but what I'm talking about, I think, Rob, did you find the story or?
No, I found actually what there's a blog, product placement blog, Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse 2018 product placement scenes. There's he swings by through Times Square. There's a huge Coca-Cola sign, and there's Nike
Yeah.
sneakers.
Well, no, but that's what I was talking about. There's Nike sneakers that are coming out that Miles Morales wears. They're going to be on a bunch of cereals. There's a car commercial that's supposed to be attached to it. There's a special kids meal attached to the deal. There's all this other crap. And they said it's like $129 million campaign surrounding this movie. That's probably going to be lucky if it makes that much. And Steele Johnson says, after giving us a $2 donation, Claire's, hell Midnight's Edge there at Mecha, and you love my cliff.
Oh, here it is. It's a Deadline article. I hate Deadline. I really do.
But their
Deadline is the Deadline. I can't stand.
I always got to check them though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're decent at what they do, but at the same time, here I'll link this to you, and you can put it up in the screen share that a lot easier than I can. But there's $115 million promotional campaign behind this movie, so they have. I can't really call it money well spent because I have no.
And this is what I'm sure some of this is going to corroborate with some kind of product placements, and I'm sure they get some kind of kickback on certain things for promotions. But you know, unless this is how they're paying for the fucking movie, I don't know.
Well,
and this goes along though with what we've always said is that they spend at least what the movie cost or more, sometimes double or triple that to promote these movies. And this isn't even about what Sony's spending necessarily. This is the other companies. So go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, there's going to be McDonald's Happy Meals. Synchrony Bank is going to be having a tie-in called Save Like a Hero. That was
actually an extension of their Avengers one. So that's what's making me wonder is if Disney's even behind this a little bit.
No, I'm sorry. They recently, and I'm sorry, I misquoted that. Synchrony Bank has recently been a committed partner to Marvel movies, tying its Save Like a Hero campaign with Disney's Marvel Avengers. Infinity War, Synchrony Bank is building on that message again with Spider-Verse inspired installation in Brooklyn that recreates a number of set pieces and elements of the movie for an experimental experiential event. Oh, that's not even a word. As well as running their hero message on their website. Experiential. Let me head over to Synchrony. Let me head over to Synchrony Bank and see what that looks like. Nike will be selling Air Jordans that Spider-Verse protagonist Miles Morales wears for the film. Brand will also create an influencer program, special outdoor executions, and retail promotions. If you're looking for breakfast, specifically General Mills cereal, you'll find Spider-Verse plastered on 12 million boxes of its various brands at 10K retailers, coast to coast, 10,000 retailers, whatever. Hasbro, Toys. Kids traveling on Genting Cruise Line. Remember we talked about them last night? Genting Cruise Lines are bound to meet Spider-Man at sea.
It is a word.
It is a word. I just Googled it. Experiential, the experiential learning associated with employment.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
How they use it.
Do you remember? I don't know. You guys aren't fans of How I Met Your Mother, and we call
Barney. I'm a fan.
Neil Patrick Harris was saying the
ending fucked a lot of it up.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris was saying to Kobe Smulders' character Robin when he was doing her video resume, is saying they don't care about your qualifications. All they want to hear you is say a bunch of bland buzzwords and look like a go-getter. And she was saying synergistic, Yeah, imagine, experientitude, it's like dumb things like that. That's what that reminds me of. Experiential. That's not even a word. You made that word up.
No, that's actually a word, but I get what you're saying.
Okay, over 100 cruise ships. Okay, hold on. Spider-Verse, Sausage Party. Vodafone. There's going to be a Vodafone. There's going to be a Garmin-themed app to help kids track their daily movements. Adobe has been involved in creating behind-the-scenes content that shows Adobe Max conference. Wacom Had a press at 13 Comic Cons for Global Spider. Okay, so
Wait,
yeah,
wait, wait. Is this movie just an advertisement for all that shit that they're trying to sell you?
probably.
Okay,
Probably.
that makes
Oh, yeah,
more
that's
sense.
Sony for you. But Thunderdan's not wrong either. Thunderdan, the Action Man, says they'll say before launch they're expecting 30 million, but if they make 45 or 55 million, then that's the excuse to take Spider-Man from Marvel again and make movies. Yes, that's probably what's going to happen.
Mhm.
And if they do have a strong holiday showing and all that kind of stuff, it'll just in the end, I'm sure it'll make its money back. But with a small opening like that, if it really doesn't open nearly as big as if it don't make at least 50 or better, that's not good.
Yeah. But they're not even. But they're not. I'm sure. I'm sure they timed the Spider-Man video game a couple months ahead of time
Yeah.
to give some extra oomph to this. But at the same time, I'm really this is getting frustrating for me because, like I said, the what I've seen in this movie, it does not look good. Are you that cowed into just agreeing with everybody? Like Doomcog says, are you really that weak? You will allow yourself to be subjected to hypnosis.
They are. They do not want to be called racist for not liking this movie because it stars a black Spider-Man.
Well, not just that. Well, that part is with the reviews and stuff. But as far as the actual people who want to see this, I do understand a point because it's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He is arguably the #1 most recognizable and popular character on the face of the earth. So it would make sense that people want to see it. I'm getting to the point where I'm saying is why don't more people want to see it?
Yeah.
I
That's
understand people do, but I'm like getting to this point where just something just doesn't feel right about this, to where people just aren't as on board with this as they normally are with any Spider-Man feature. I mean, look at how much Spider-Man 2 or Amazing Spider-Man 2, I mean, opened to, and that was still considered a flop, and it made what, 100 million its opening weekend? 90?
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah, it made like 85, $90 million.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Yeah.
And people
like,
weren't really looking forward to that because, yeah, a lot of people were like, oh, the Amazing Spider-Man wasn't so bad. There was a lot of people who hated it and weren't on board with it. Even Kevin Smith bitched about Spider-Man being on his phone too much in that movie.
he's a millennial. What else do they
And
do?
Kevin Smith loves everything.
It's true. If Kevin Smith has a problem, then you know there's something wrong.
Tyler says it made 700 million and somehow are you talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
Well, that's because the movie costs so goddamn much.
It cost $240 million, made $220
And then
million
you figure out of that 700 million that it says they made overall, they only get about a half of that. So,
yeah.
or at least,
Slithering Peanut says, I like the animation. I will say, as an animation fan, it's the content that makes me hesitate. Miles Morales as lead, Parker as a loser, Gwen Stacy as a mental illness hair. I don't get
air or
what a hair it says, but Tyler Bioshock said, "How the hell did the cost go up that high? I have no idea." Thunder Dandy Action Man says Spider-Man Multiverse will make more than 30 million. I guarantee it. Yeah, but the thing is,
yeah. But
I mean, it should be making at least 50 to 60.
That. Yeah. Its opening weekend is all we're talking about. Overall, it's going to make its money back in the end, even if it just barely squeaks by. But what people don't think about is, like I said, we just said, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Why did it lose money? Because it cost $240 million to make. And when a movie reportedly makes X amount of money, they don't get all that money.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people who will say, oh, well, the movies do most of their box office overseas, and America doesn't matter as much anymore because it's all there's more countries than America. I'm like, okay, fine, but you know what? The box, you don't get, like we said last night, you don't get as much money as you think from the overseas box office. Sometimes you only get like 25% of that take.
Yeah. And like we said, we've heard reports where in some areas they only get like 10 cents to the dollar.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
I'm just saying. And even as we bring up domestic, after that first weekend, the amount of money that the box office that goes to the studios goes down and down and down significantly.
Yeah. But again, my other issue is you spent $90 million on this and it looks cheap. It looks cheap. It looks like a video game cutscene.
The mental haircut, he meant 200.
Oh,
Cut him short. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to take anything
Yeah.
away from people who want to see it. Go see it if you want to, but
Yeah. Well, like I said, we just have our problems with it. If you want to see it,
something
fine.
else.
Go ahead.
Because again, we got to remind you that the more money this makes, the more incentive that gives Sony to not continue a deal with Disney.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now. How much do you think Minions cost?
Roughly 90 million.
Minions cost 69 million to make.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, that's Despicable Me. I'm sorry, it's Despicable Me. Despicable Me cost, which I think I have somewhere. Do I have that? I don't think I've never watched it, but I think I have it somewhere.
First one's okay. Second one's meh. I haven't seen anything after that.
Second one cost 76 million.
Yeah, not much more.
Third Despicable Me cost 80 million. Minions cost 74 million to make.
And the last two make $1 billion.
Yeah. You spent $90 million on this, and it looks like you cut the frame rate in half. I don't understand. I don't understand. How can you spend that much money on something that looks that cheap? I really don't. Is that the style? Is that the style they were going for? Does Phil Lord and Chris Miller, they don't know how animation works?
Well, that's their style, evidently, since Lego Movie is the only other animated movie that I can think of other than... What else did they work on? Did they work on...
They did the Cloudy and the Chance and Meatballs movies. They didn't
have like the stop motion look to it.
No, it looks like Pixar.
Well, then I don't know. They're just... I get them trying to make it look like a comic book. I see that with all, the dots and stuff.
Yeah.
But what's with the frame rate thing? That I don't get. Oh.
And a lot of the animation
taking too long to render.
Yeah, a lot of the animation actually looks flat too. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a 3. They probably didn't want to go do a photorealistic style of.
But they
CG
do. They
animation.
kind of do a half-ass in between thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of this half-ass between 2D and 3D, and then, like I said, when I saw that clip, I was like afraid of it. And I knew exactly what it was going to be—a bunch of wham bam, quick cut, loud, obnoxious shit to get kids' attention who have ADD.
Yeah,
and I'm just saying that as a generalization because all kids actually have like attention deficit disorder. That's why Sesame Street only has everything in 3 to 5 minute segments because they know kids' attention spans don't last longer than that.
Yeah, Chef. Yeah, man, you got to take some of this Ritalin. It'll make you feel. It'll kind of level you out, make you feel good. So, I don't. Like I said, it's who. Okay, well, who is this? Who is this movie for? Really? That's a question. We should. You think it's for little kids?
I think it's for up to 13-year-old boys, probably.
That's the main demographic. They want to sell some action figures, but I don't know if Sony's getting any money from this on the action figure side of things.
Well, they're getting the receipts from the movie because they're making it.
Right.
Yeah, we covered that in the mini docs that they get the receipts from any movies that they make.
Oh, and that's a fair trade for Disney for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're making toys.
When Spidey appears in Avengers, they get to keep. Marvel gets to keep that money. When Spidey appears in a movie that they make, they get to keep that money. But it's Thunder Danny Ashman says Spider-Man, little kids between 6 and 13, they're banking on the older comic book crowd. But if they're banking on the older comic book crowd, if they're doing a lousy job trying to entice them into this movie.
Right, and that's what we're saying is they're not winning over our age demographic, even though there are people in our demographic who plan on seeing it. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Mecha, have you ever seen Batman Mask of the Phantasm?
No. I heard they brought it back to the theater not too long ago, though.
Okay, Tom and I have seen it, okay? That is probably the best example of what you can accomplish with an animated movie, but with a character that's as iconic as Batman. And to me, that is the gold standard for animated movies. Thunder Danny Ashman says that's the thing, Rob. It's sex, but comic book people, as you know, still go. I'm not sure if they will. I'm not sure if they will go see this. That's the thing.
A portion will.
Because it's Spider-Man. But again, that's a very narrow audience you're aiming for. You have to get the people. You have to get the people who know, who've heard of Spider-Man, who like Spider-Man, who like the movies, who know enough to say, "Yeah, Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Oh, this looks cool. I'm gonna go see that." And all I keep seeing, and I'm trying to look at it through that, through. I'm trying to look at it through the eyes of like a general audience, and all I'm seeing is, what is this supposed to be? I don't understand what
It's
this
something
is.
for soccer moms to drag their 9-year-olds to.
And keep them quiet while they go drink wine in the van.
And Kush is right in this sense. He says, the rap, it's incredibly thrilling to watch, impressively emotional throughout, and easily the best Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2. Okay, so if you're making a movie that's that deep, why is it being made for kids, or why is it being marketed like this? I don't get it. And the reason I brought that up with him bringing up that review is that's why the projections for this movie went up. Is because the reviews came out and they've been nothing but glowing. That's because everybody's afraid to give it a negative review, I'm sure. If it is bad, if it isn't bad and it is good, I'll say it. But I don't know if I'm going to see it in theaters. I don't know if I can watch that crap on the big screen. That jittery, I just don't know if I can.
I don't know if I can subject myself to that. And I saw the running time is like an hour and 57 minutes.
What is it with every kids movie having to be over 80 minutes anymore?
Do kids want to sit in the theater that long? Like,
No.
don't they have to get up and go to the bathroom?
Pixar started this. I will say that. It's Pixar's fault. Because before that, every family movie, unless it was live action, was never over 70, 80 minutes. And when took my nephew and my kid to see the Cars movie, about an hour, 10 minutes in, they started getting antsy and wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Do something else. Because it's just they're not programmed to be able to sit there that long,
Not anymore, no, because they have everything's like in these little bite-sized chunks on YouTube. They just click the next video and the next video. They can instantly go to the next thing if they get bored.
Yeah.
Well, and Tyler Bioshock says Pixar movies had faith in kids. The thing about Pixar movies is it's not so much the kids that love them; it's the parents.
Yeah, but the kids can enjoy them because they're seeing a light show.
But I guarantee you, most of the reason why Pixar movies are so well regarded is because they're well-made movies, not just animated movies. Even though some of them are direct rip-offs of other movies, and most people let them get away with it, though.
But you take a look at something like WALL-E. I mean, that's pretty dark subject matter.
Yeah, it's pretty deep shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the more adults I know of like the Pixar movies than the little kids, because little kids don't care. They don't sit there for that long. They don't have the emotional experience and maturity to kind of know what's going on screen.
You want to know something? Want to hear something funny? My brother Mark, he took his kids to go see Captain America: The Winter Soldier. And at the time we called the 14-year-old was absolutely riveted. The 10-year-old was absolutely riveted. I mean, they were, and they were just like enthralled with the movie. This, how many years ago did that come out? I'm trying to think, because she's 11. The youngest is 11 now, so she would have been 7 maybe. That was 2014. Yeah. So the 7-year-old. At Captain America Winter Soldier, she was bored. She was upside down in the seat. She was, she had absolutely no patience for the film. So like you said, if you're aiming for that demographic, it's a tough sell. So naturally, yeah, everything's gonna have to be faster. Everything's gonna have to be, you're gonna cram as much information as you can. But I don't think that's not really Spider-Man's audience. Would you agree with that? I mean, that's
Yeah.
I mean, it is and it isn't.
I mean, if there were Chris and I was sticking up for Lord Miller yesterday, and I know you're not a huge fan, but you haven't seen all their movies either. But
no, but the whole thing about Lord and Miller is, I don't think they bring a style to their movies, which is fine. Like I said, I'm a big fan of How I Met Your Mother. I'm a big, I like the Lego Movie, but at the same time, they have their own style, which I don't think is adaptable to other subject matter. There's certain guys there are certain people that could direct anything. Ron Howard probably could direct anything.
You want to know my problem with this is? I'd
What?
rather see a live action Spider-Man movie directed by these two than an animated one. I think that their humor actually is good. Would make a good Spider-Man movie. And I mean, I liked Homecoming, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to sit there and say it's the best Spider-Man movie. It's probably not even it's maybe in the top 3, but top 5 at best. You know what I mean? So honestly, this is where I'm kind of torn here, is these guys do have a sentimentality that does generally lean more adult oriented, and you're sticking them in this. Okay, they've proved that they can do something for adults and kids with the Lego movie. I'll give them that. I'm willing to give that part of it the benefit of the doubt. I don't like the aesthetic of the jittery bullshit. We've already got past that. I don't like the clips and trailers I've seen so far because they look like every other haphazard kid movie that isn't really basically either Lego movie or a Disney movie, being Pixar usually. So I'm kind of like, yeah, like you guys, I should want to see this movie, but I want to go see Wreck-It Ralph 2 a hell of a lot more because I haven't got a chance to yet. And I love Wreck-It Ralph 1. You know, so I mean, right there's a perfect example of a movie that Wreck-It Ralph 2 did like $90 million almost. Yeah. The Spider-Man movie should be looking at doing that or better. Easy.
Yeah, Kimbap
with competition, because just before you get to that, because Wreck-It Ralph did that against Creed 2.
Yeah. Tim Tempora says Ron Howard is a blasé director. He gets the job done, but he's no auteur. Being an auteur is overrated. Is I hate using the word overrated, but people put a lot of stock in auteur filmmakers, and a lot of them just aren't that good. Again, gay cowboys eating pudding.
Yep.
Pretty much. I don't.
Homecoming was good, but Homecoming needed to be tightened up. You could have easily cut out Flash Thompson. I mean, there was a lot of things they could have just tightened up, which would have turned a good movie into a great movie.
It is. Don't get me wrong. But like I'm saying, you got somebody like Lord and Miller. I get it. The shit didn't work out with them in Star Wars. But Spider-Man's a fun character. I can understand why they would go to them guys and say, hey, do you want to play in this playground? But I really just don't have any. This is not enticing me at all.
And you're turning, like I said, you're turning Peter Parker into Jake Skywalker now.
Yeah, that too. I don't like anything I've seen of that. And as the reviews say, yeah, it's supposed to be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but
who wrote this movie? Did Lord Miller write this?
Miller.
Yeah,
no, is that
Phil Lord and Rodney Rothman. Hey Rodney, how's it going, Rodney?
No respect.
Yeah, Rodney. We know who to play. It was Rodney. Yeah, and not even the good Rodney. Hey, how you doing? hey, this guy. Oh, look at this guy. You hat like this, you get a free bowl of soup. Looks good on you, though.
This Spider-Man, I bet you with a mask like that.
Oh, mask. Oh, a face like that, he's gonna need a mask.
Thank you for getting me out of that one.
So are they okay? So they're bringing back Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man now all of a sudden for this.
Mm-hmm.
How many of these moms that are bringing their kids to this are going to be so confused? Or, I mean, if they care at all, because, I mean, that would have been their generation's Spider-Man. Now they have kids bringing it to this. Or even the dads, you know, the casual viewers, the people who aren't super into the comics. And they'll be like, okay, well, what is it? Are they killing off, like, the Spider-Man from Infinity War? What's happening to him?
They're killing off the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah, and a lot of people aren't going to know that.
It's actually
they'll figure it out after the movie starts, but
Second Man Blade says it's actually Chris Pine's Spider-Man.
Oh Jesus! Is this another alternate fucking time?
Kimbap Tempura says they don't care. I'm like, I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, we rebooted this character, 3 times?
Well, not only that, they just rebooted him in the MCU. Now, if they had just finished up, like, say, Andrew Garfield's run with a third Spider-Man movie like this last year or something, I would understand this move. This to me is more than just a grubby reason to make more toys. This is more than a grubby reason for Sony to make a Spider-Man movie that's not really a Spider-Man movie and make some money off it. There's so many ulterior motives behind this that I'm just, it rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I understand those who want to see it, but it just, for every good reason there is out there, I can't find another, I can find 20 bad reasons not to, I guess. It is a fan service movie to a point.
But it's
Nah,
yep.
I don't know.
But it's also very much a focus group.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also for they're throwing as many characters as they can. I'm pretty sure Amy Pascal said, "Make sure you put these characters in there, okay, honey? All right."
Well, somebody said they already have a good Spider-Man cartoon on Disney XD, but that's what this looks like to me, is an overblown cartoon that should be on XD and not even my peripherals.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
yeah. That's the only reason why Spider-Gwen is in it, because she wants to see. Yeah, she wants to see if if the audiences respond to it. Oh yeah, now I'm justified in my all-female glass ceiling movie.
Well, not just that, they're already talking all the spin-offs and shit, so they haven't even wait for the fucking body to get cold yet. As far as the MCU Spider-Man, and they're already getting geared up to do their own thing. Venom opened up the floodgates.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping Moses would be there, just to hold back the water, to the floodgates.
No, I thought it was Moses, but it was Gandalf.
Yeah,
Thou shalt not pass.
Yeah,
He sounded an awful lot like old Picard.
Old Picard is up here, my lady.
Gandalf is
down here.
Gandalf is down here. Bilbo Baggins, I do not take me for some conjurer of cheap tricks.
But I do know a few hookers.
No. Well, not the cheapest tricks I've ever had. That's all that day.
Decent for the price.
Oh, that little filly at the prancing pony really put a strain on this old wizard's ticker. So, all right, guy. What else do we have to talk about?
Well, there was a question that came up yesterday that did we miss the super chat?
I don't know.
Steel Johnson.
I thought so. I thought we brought it up, but I guess we didn't. $2 from Steel Johnson. He said he saw the trailer, was shit. He said Jake Skywalker petered. Jake Skywalkered Peter.
Yeah. Yeah. The age of white male is over.
And then there was a question from earlier from Zach. He wants to know what you know about getting stuff copyrighted. How can he get his work copywritten easily without going through a bunch of legal paperwork?
Well, you got to go to the U.S. Copyright Office. I think there's online forms that you can fill out, but it's going to cost you a couple bucks. You have to, obviously has to be a unique idea. There can't be a copyright already on something similar. But
what about the old way of like? I know this is probably an old wives' tale, so don't listen to this. But I heard that you could like mail yourself a copy of something that you've written, and since it passed through the mail, as long as you don't open it, it has a copyright.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but you can find the forms at copyright.gov/forms, and they have all the information there. They have performing arts, visual arts, literary form, visual forms, single series, sound recordings. I mean, they have all kinds of stuff. They have the resources there. Copyright.gov/forms. There's information there too. Like I said, they have it's a good resource. They have the law and guidance. They have regulations, rule markings, compendium, the forms, circulars, policy issues. Contact us. You can ask many questions. I know from my music days that you had to be not a production company, but you had to have some sort of unique name. A friend of mine with his band in Minneapolis, the music publishing was under something called December Boys Music, from the Alex Chilton song, as September Girls.
Well, according to Kush, it's certified mailed. I think that is what he's saying, is it'll be copyrighted, and probably because it has a date on it. Yeah. It's certified. That's probably why that does that. Thunder Dan the Action Man gave us $2.
Yay, Thunder Dan the Action Man. Aquaman projected to open 65 million. Is that too low?
Not really, because they're projecting the long weekend, since it's like, I think it opens just before the holiday. They're projecting it at 100 million for the 5-day weekend. So
yeah,
I don't think Aquaman's gonna tank. But
See what you did there, huh?
But I don't know if it's going to do as well as they're hoping. It's got a lot of competition, and they're even prepared for that. They've even been saying that. I don't think they're expecting. How much did it cost to make? I don't even remember.
Oh God,
Close to 200, I bet.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know yet. I haven't really looked at that. So
Aquaman, 160 million.
That was close. Once you're figuring all the advertising and everything, yeah, probably they have to make back at least to get 700 or 800 million, close to it, and then they'll be all right. Because this one didn't cost as much as some of the other ones, and if they don't spend too much on advertising,
yeah. But any more questions? Let's take a couple more questions while we got some time.
Sure, why not? Anybody in the chat got a question for us out there?
Yeah. What James Wan hasn't missed yet. I hope he hits target with Aquaman again.
It's getting good reviews. I have no desire to see it. Do I think it's going to be a shitty movie? Maybe. But it's getting enough good reviews, and I'm sure people who want to see it will enjoy
Tom,
it.
I want you to go see Aquaman.
I'll see it. I kind of actually want to see this one. Is that bad?
Monarchy.
Yeah. You must go see Aquaman for the round table. Hebro says, where is Weir? Not where. Weir is Monday Night. No, we are. No, where is Mundane Matt? Did you guys fire him for talking about 2016 Ghostbusters too much? No.
Oh God, if that were the case, I'd be gone long ago.
Right?
I always
Just a correspondent. I'm sure he'll probably pop up again someday.
He was in the chat yesterday.
Oh yeah, he always pops up here and there.
What movie am I excited for? Avengers next year. Avengers 4, obviously.
Godzilla vs. King Kong come out next year. Oh, that's 2020.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Backdoor Slut 7.
Well, you know you're looking forward to that.
Or Backdoor Slut 17. Yeah. Yeah, Educating Nina, the sequel.
Zach Frederick asked about the Wonder Woman sequel that got pushed back. I don't know. It got pushed back quite a bit. I know somebody asked us about doing a mini documentary. I'm sure we will sometime soon, but it'll have to get closer to the movie actually being released, probably.
Tyler Bioshock says, anything get you to watch Spider-Man Beyond the Point and Pointing of the Sword? We haven't decided if we want to go see it yet. And
it's just a matter of if I can afford it. I mean, unless Andre wants us to do some kind of roundtable, the reviews never get enough views by you guys to make it worth me spending the money and going to see the movie. Because where I live, I generally have to drive like an hour to go see most movies, so it's a pain in the ass. Unless I wait for like the local theater to get something. Like they just got Bohemian Rhapsody this weekend. So that's just to tell you anything. Once in a while they'll get premieres, but very rarely. And usually it's whatever the people who own the theater want to see. So it's like whatever Twilight adult, young adult.
Oh God, Twilight porn?
No, just like that kind of crap. Basically. But yeah, just stuff that's like that they like, And don't worry, we all spell bad. That's why there's spell correction.
Yeah. Somebody wanted to know, is the Shadow in the public domain? Not yet.
No. Everybody liked your porn show idea, though. There's quite a few people not only commenting on it, but a lot of likes on them. So yeah, you might have to talk to Andre about that, or maybe do that.
Rob, what do you think? Do you think porn star Annika Albright is? No. What? Annika Albright. I don't think I've heard of her. I have to go take a look at who that is. Annika Albright. She better not have extra parts, you know what I mean?
Yes, Nintesco. Twilight basically is fanfic porn.
American porn.
Actually, 50 Shades of Grey was fanfic porn of Twilight.
But it is in a way. It's like it's not really about.
Oh, okay.
It's the equivalent of those Harlequin novels for young teens. But
yeah,
you ever notice how I noticed more like 30, 40-year-old women being into Twilight than
Twi moms, yeah.
Yeah, Twilight moms. There's that meme that says if that were If there were a 40-year-old man screaming over a 16-year-old girl, someone would call the cops. So about Twilight moms.
But it's okay to scream over a 16-year-old boy. Yes.
Yeah. So it's not like I said. Either way, it's not right. Annika Albright, I saw what she looks like. She's not bad. Yeah, she's
Hey, CD Horde, late coming in. Yes, Steven Anderson. We did already talk about Daredevil. There's a chance he might show up in future endeavors, though, they said. So there's always hope.
I just found out someone new. Heather
Twilight
Vaughn.
moms as bad as Beatles girls. No, because Beatles girls make sense.
At least they had.
Chick, I'd be hot for the Beatles too.
At least they had talent. You know,
not only that, at least they were adult age, basically. By the time they were some soccer mom into the Beatles, then it wouldn't be so bad as well.
They were 21, 22, 20. They're 21 through 24. I mean, geez, at least they're
legal.
The other side around is how many groupies. That's rather the better question there.
But what was I gonna say? I just actually Annika Albright. Yeah, she's not bad. But I just found out who Heather Vaughn is. Like, ooh, hello. She got a good look to her.
Sounds like Stephanie Littlepage has been under the weather a little bit. Hopefully, you're feeling better.
Yeah, let's hope you're feeling better.
They're back. Not going to be on long. We've had a couple other people scoot out, but they're listening. They said so. It's great that you guys at least still listen, even though you can't participate in the chat. It all helps. So, we try to be entertaining. So.
Howard Porg's Mecha, they were delicious.
They taste like chicken.
They're adorable. They're pets, not food. I guess unless you're a Wookiee.
Definitely food, especially deep fried.
Don't judge me.
I love porg nuggets.
McPorgs.
Oh, he's asking because I was going to go and check my U-box full of stuff. So I had everything shipped from U-Haul. Apparently it's in Denver now instead of the local U-Haul place. So yeah, they kind of lost all the U-boxes, and apparently they damaged one in shipping. So I have to go in another day to find out.
I wonder if they do taste like a mix between pork and chicken.
Probably.
That sounds yummy. No wonder Wookiee's like, I'm gonna eat you little sons of bitches.
Lamarck Ajax. Hi guys, you're awesome and entertaining as always. Greetings from good old Deutschland. Deutschland, Deutschland. Da, 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 da. Porgs, the other white meat. Pulled porg.
I was just laughing at that. Yeah. Got a question from my Jim. Which song is better, My Life or Day in the Life? Ooh, that's a tough question. My Life is a better song in the sense of the simplicity of it. A Day in a Life, though, is a very complex song. Mm-hmm. It's actually two songs mixed together.
Yes, it is. Chicken tastes like porgs. Yeah, they do. Save the Ewok, eat a porg.
Those two songs are good comparisons, though, in a way, but they're not. I mean, the two of them are way different tones, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, In My Life is like a love letter. A Day in the Life is like reading the newspaper.
It literally is reading the newspaper.
Pretty much that's how he wrote it, ain't it?
Yeah.
Well, at least that part of the song. And then Paul wrote the middle part.
Yeah,
woke up out of bed. Across my head.
Yeah, the Guinness child who was killed in a car accident.
Yeah, he took like a bunch of headlines and mixed them together for the song, wasn't it? And then
and the part about 4,000 holes in Blackburn, Lancashire. Yeah.
Now they know how many holes it takes to fill the Albert Hall.
Rob, who's my favorite hair metal bands? Poison was kind of fun.
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap. Yeah, I mean, yeah. At least they were rock and roll bands. Jeez.
Yeah, Spinal Tap was like so much more of a band than like half of the Grammy-winning bands.
Tonight I'm gonna rock it. Tonight.
They weren't a hair band, but I used to like the Cult.
Oh yeah, they were good though.
They were good. They were really good.
Whitesnake. Well, Whitesnake, I always kind of still associate David Coverdale with coming out of the more older stuff than
I was
But I mean,
really into Guns N' Roses as a kid, and other than that, I don't know.
Best
Poison, I
song.
guess.
Best song.
Dokken
Now.
and Scorpions. I love
Pocket,
Scorpions still.
yeah.
I saw Tesla. They were really good.
Oh, I love Tesla. I saw Tesla in the pouring rain. They were at an event at Summerfest last year. It was pouring rain, and they even had to like close down the entire festival during the band that was on right before them. So I'm sitting there with like under umbrella, under God, how many like parka, those plastic parka things? What are they called? Like the raincoat parka things?
Ponchos.
Yeah, the ponchos. Pouring rain and just waiting for Tesla to come on, and finally it kind of let up a little, not too much, and then they finally come on. It was just kind of awesome in a lot of ways, but yeah, they're really good live.
I saw who does actually, you know who was really Captain Robert Ailes said he spent the better part of the day copying All Things Was Passed on of being this is the anniversary of George Harrison's passing. Yeah. I was about to say, you know who actually I saw that was really good? Didn't really know what to expect. Cinderella was
Yeah.
was
They're
incredible.
alright, yeah.
I haven't seen them live, but they're really good though.
They were, I mean, thunder. There was thunder and lightning. There were, you know, all kinds. And the encore was Long Cold Winter. There was snowing. Pianos dropping from the ceiling. I mean, they put on a really good show.
I like the idea. I like the sound. I don't really have a specific favorite hair band, but I don't really have any that I hate. You know, that I'm like, I cannot fucking stand. You know what I mean?
I was kind of Candlebox, but they weren't a hair band.
They were more of a grunge kind of.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess Rat. I don't really like Rat that much, but
I'm one of those. I'll generally say I'm not necessarily one against any specific musician unless they're Kanye West or fucking Justin Bieber. Then anything else is okay. They usually have at least one good song, I guess, maybe.
Evernum, Warrant. I saw Warrant open. I saw them open for Paul Stanley when Paul Stanley was doing his solo tour in 1989. Yeah. They're playing a song. He's clapping along. He's like, okay, everybody. He goes, okay, everybody sing along. No, nobody right now. You can't be a bigger asshole than me. Like, I like these guys. You could tell though you could tell the backing vocals were obviously canned though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they just duplicated his voice.
I mean, really, Queen kind of started the whole hair band thing in a way. I mean, they weren't the only ones, but they were a big part of it, if you ask me. And
I say, did it start out with glam with like the raspberries and
kind of the glam?
No, it was like, raspberries were power pop.
Power pop.
The raspberries actually funny. They were talking. Eric Carmen says they actually opened for Kiss and they were out there with they had matching suits, and then Kiss comes on with the platform shoes and
Kiss is a big one too.
The armor, and the armor, and they looked at each other. They were saying, "You're kidding, right?"
But what I mean with like Queen is if you listen to their music, especially with the overlays of the double lead guitars and stuff, a lot of the hair bands use that sound with the double leads and shit.
Yeah.
But Queen actually also started rap too with "We Will Rock You" and another one.
Yeah, somebody
not directly, but mainstream.
New York Dolls. I love the Dolls.
Yeah, well, they were more like
a lot of the early Motley Crue sounded a lot like that era of like the New York Dolls stuff. And who's the other band?
They were more punk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hair bands kind of did come out of punk, really, in a way. It was kind of it was just like a strange extension of everything that came before it, and it just became like the mainstream rock.
Yeah, they all kind of shot off from the same place for sure.
Yeah, hair bands was more kind of like I love Bowie. Yeah, LA. Yeah, hair metal started kind of all stemmed from that LA scene. I'm trying to think of what else.
Well, even the Doors to an extent. Even they didn't get into the makeup part of it, but they were kind of more like, to me, like one of the first kind of heavy metal bands in a way too. The simple rock tunes, the leading man, and that's where I like I said with Queen, because that was the big thing is with hair bands. A lot of the time, it became about the leading man and the guitar player. You know what I mean? It was like that one of the two that always were highlighted. You know, I mean, you could even probably even bring the Stones in there a little bit as they got later into their years.
Iggy, the Stooges, How's everyone feel about Def
Oh,
Leppard?
Iggy Pop was a big influence on it. Oh, yeah.
Captain Robert Cheap Trick did how everybody feel about Def Leppard. I used to love Def Leppard. Saw them in '87 when the guy saw them in '82 when the guy still had 2 arms. Saw them in '87 when they had 1 arm, and I saw them in '91 and they were terrible. They were phoning it in.
Overrated. I will give
very overrated. Like they were good in Pyromania, and then once Hysteria came out, it was just so grating for me because it sounded even points in Pyromania a little bit.
That was the thing. It was like anything they had between like the late '80s up until the song I do like that they did later on, and the only one I really like is the one they did for Last Action Hero, 2 Steps Behind. That was the only other good song they had, in my opinion.
I just get so sick of like Pour Some Sugar on Me and pretty much anything off of that album. I was listening to something and it was just kind of all over the place. It was like 5 different songs from that album. I can't remember which song it was. But you had like you basically it sounded to me from a songwriting stand.
Shadowhand wants to know why We Will Rock You is rap. Go ahead, finish.
Oh no, I can't remember what I was saying now.
Oh, sorry.
And like they built a song on a riff. That was what it was.
Yeah, well, most songs are built on riffs and
like, but then they had like nothing else. Then they had like a part of another song. And
We Will Rock You is most definitely a rap. Listen to the song. Boom, boom, chick. Okay, you got your beat, and that's really all it is. And then the words, listen to Freddie's just rapping. He's singing a little bit, but it's mostly rap. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. Got a pull on your face, big disgrace. You know, it's like basically a rap song.
Captain Robert April, Cheap Trick did a free concert out by Boulder Reservoir for the 20th anniversary of Live at Budokan. Did the entire set. I fucking love Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick
is awesome. But just to bring back real quick about the rap song, and if you don't believe me, I think it was the remastered album from, I don't know if it's the one you have, Rob, or not, but the one, it has a remix of We Will Rock You on it.
Oh yeah, but
it's a rap version, and it's actually pretty good.
I was about to say Cheap Trick is my Grateful Dead. I think I've seen them 40 times.
Oh, I love Cheap Trick. They're awesome.
Yeah. Oh my god. Granted,
I'm from Wisconsin, so I think I'm predisposed.
It could be either great or horrible when you see them now, though. Depends.
I think you told me that. I was gonna say I think I've heard that before, but maybe you said that.
Yeah. But they don't. But like I said, Bunny is out of the band. Is not in the band anymore. Dax Nielsen, his son, is actually playing drums. But they're still good. It's still good. My brother Dave, of course, my brother Dave. Oh, I heard Rick Nielsen's not in the band anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, I heard he's not in the band anymore. He's not in the band anymore. He's not on tour with them. So he said the one guy had to fill in for one show. Oh yeah, but I heard he's not in the band anymore. Or is it not? And I said, I found a video on YouTube. It said this was shot 2 weeks ago. Looks like he's in the band to me. So
that's as bad as me not doing my homework on the Beach Boys and missing out when I could have seen them with Brian Wilson.
Kimbap Tempuro. Yes, the replacements were great. I saw the replacements 3 times. I saw them once opening for Tom Petty. I saw them when they were still interested in playing. Towards the end of that tour, they were actually trying to write songs on stage. I saw them in February 26th, I believe, 1991, Toad's Place, New Haven, Connecticut. The only club show they did that year, that tour. They were incredible. They were absolutely incredible. And Uncle Tupelo actually opened for them on that show. And I saw them opening for Elvis Costello later that year. That was the last time I saw them. And I did not see them. I'm kind of kicking myself. They played at the at the tennis center in Queens a couple years ago when Tommy and Paul Westerberg were touring as replacements. And I kicking myself. I said to myself, back in the day, I would have been on a train. I would have been out here. I wouldn't have thought twice. But now it's like, do I really want to ride the 7 train all the way out to Willits Point?
Are you getting old?
I love the heavy metal movie Hebrew. Love that.
Hebrew says Netflix is picking up Gotham.
Is it really? I didn't know that Fox was canceling it. Yes, Tyler BioShock. I could have seen. Well, the thing was, Brian Wilson had been touring with the group, and I was not aware of it because it was for an anniversary or something like that, and they came nearby, and I declined to go see them because I thought he wasn't doing live shows anymore. Because, like with Robb's story, to popular belief, he doesn't tour anymore with the band because he just doesn't. So I was like, oh, fuck. Like, when I found out he was a part of the tour, I was pissed. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's that story.
Zach Frederick says he loves Elvis Costello. I was toying with going the stage name Abbott Presley.
Yeah, we did the Daredevil story. I see people are bringing that one up. We did that one, but we did not hear about the Gotham story. This is the first we're hearing about that.
Yeah, it's the first thing we're hearing about that. Does anybody really... Gotham, does anybody really get broken up if Gotham?
I fell out like second season somewhere when I got sick and tired of the Joker fake outs. And I just keep sitting there going, the church were okay. Didn't like them as much as I thought though. Thought I would.
What did they do?
This song called Metropolis.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we're dropping out a lot of viewers. We should probably call it.
Yeah, it might be a good idea. Abbott Presley just got that. Yeah. That's an Uncle Floyd show reference. That's going way back. The Uncle Floyd show. So who doesn't love Uncle Floyd? So, Tom, when'd you say it's time to wrap
I'd say it's time to call it a night.
Yeah, so if you like what we do here, if you like what we do, like the show, you can click subscribe button. You can click ring the bell icon. That way, Tyler BioShock. Yeah, fun fact: my dad knew Uncle Floyd. Floyd Vivino seemed like a great guy. But if you like what we do, click the bell icon, subscribe. That way, you're notified of all the latest content. Head over to the main channel, subscribe, hit the bell icon over there. Head over to Patreon. If you really like what we do, you can become a supporter of the show for as little as $1 a month. You'll get news. For Patreon members, we'll get all kinds of fun bonuses depending on which tier. News, updates, early access to videos, uncut audio. You'll get bloopers, outtakes, lost episodes, behind the edge, making of videos, and more. And like I always say, if you don't have the means to become a supporter on Patreon, subscribe, click the bell icon, share with your friends and your enemies and everybody else who might be interested, because we cannot do this without you.
We're a great
Mecha,
gift.
Yes. Mecha, tell them about your channel.
I complain about stuff on YouTube a lot, like Doctor Who and Star Trek Discovery and horrible stuff like that. Yeah, I rant and stuff, and I'm cute. And you can click me in the chat.
Yes, and you can see Zabu.
Yeah, my little kitty was on today. He's a good boy.
And if you work for U-Haul, help Mecha find her shit.
Oh, if it's not there, oh my god, I'm gonna be so stressed.
Well, I'm sure, and all your stuff's probably in there, except for some of your more important things. I'm sure you grabbed with you on your own person.
The only stuff that came was like the guitar, the one guitar with the Ouija board on it, and like 3 of them are in the crate still, and then my computer, and then yeah.
Sigh. Well, hopefully.
You drive a Volvo?
No.
Oh, let's see drive a Volvo.
No.
Oh well. I drive a Volvo, but anyway, it costs me an arm and a leg every time it breaks down, though. So, but anyway, so Tom, anyway, it was a good show.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Thank you all for the super chats. Thanks for checking in with us and hanging out as long as you did. If you're still here,
in case we don't see you over the weekend, we will catch you next time.